Hi, my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and we're doing makeup again, but hopefully a little different. I had a backlog of videos that I had filmed and just not really had the planning to do the last couple steps. Those are still going up, but with what's happening right now, I wanted to take some time and use more of my Black-owned products, or products from Black-owned brands. I don't have as many just because I'm not 100% confident on the owners of all the brands and all of that, but I do have a lovely little Fenty gloss, I have some Juvia's Place, and I have colored Raine. And I did not think about it until I started being like, okay, like I know these things are awesome and Black-owned brands, and then I started realizing that I rebought the Magic Mini because I had the Magic palette and I liked it, but it was really, really big, and I wasn't using it because the mattes do trend darker, because, you know, it's made for people with more color happening than me, and I didn't really pull it that often because I'm also kind of stupid and didn't think about the fact that I could just lighten them by mixing with Kessie. But I think they'd pair really, really nicely with the mattes in Queen of Hearts. So I'm really excited. I have a plan. I want to get into it. If I had any AdSense, I don't make AdSense, I would be donating it. I just bought a car, so I don't have a lot of available money to donate to anything. So I'm doing what I can. I'm talking with friends and family and coworkers. I'm going to a march tomorrow in which I will probably also do another look out of Queen of Hearts because I have a really cute look in mind out of Queen of Hearts. And I'm trying to be more conscious of my purchases, make sure that they are supporting, if I can, Black-owned brands that are available in my area that work for whatever I'm trying to get them for, and or if I can't find one of those, I'm going to try and use companies that are donating and supporting to Black Lives Matter or the ACLU or the NAACP, something like that. And if you're not comfortable going out and protesting, if you're immunocompromised or something like that, sign petitions, write letters, call your government people of any type, mayors, politicians, make them accountable. It's the only way is by, it feels very weird to be like, oh, well, this is enough. No, enough was a long fucking time ago. It never should have had to get this far, and we're pissed. And we're I'm sure they're probably a lot more tired than I am, but it's just too much. And I think it's if I talk too much, I'm going to cry out of rage and sadness. So we're gonna get into the makeup. I want to mix Princess and Koji for the crease, but I'm gonna lay a little bit of Princess down preemptively just because I know it makes a nice soft transition, whereas Koji's a little bit punchier. I have plans. I'm really excited about my brain finally connecting that I could mix and match to use, because Juvia's Place has a great formula. And if I had any of the other palettes that have more transition and crease shades for my skin tone, or if I was just thought 5 seconds about the fact that I could mix Kessie with any of them and lighten them, I'm pretty stupid sometimes. But this is Koji mixed with Princess, and it is fucking gorgeous. It's just a little bit pinkier than the mauviness of Princess, and it's so nice. The other thing that I have learned more recently about making darker colors work for your skin tone is to just pick up less product. I've been using a smaller brush. I've been starting with less product and going from there, it's been much better. Because Koji is a gorgeous, gorgeous pink, but it's quite a bit of pigment on its own. Even though it does blend out very nicely. I'm not normally on top of my planning enough to pick up just a tad and then blend the shit out of it. But since starting to play with the Jackie Aina palette, I did notice that if I picked up a less dense brush and I just tried with a little bit of skill, which I don't always have, that I would have a lovely, blendable, diffused look. I've also been trying to be on top of mixing and matching more of what I have already, so that I'm not making big purchases just because it has one color that I don't have that I could just make by mixing two of them together. I'm quite excited for tomorrow. We're gonna go out to my friend who's going to the march with me. We made a whole plan to go and get carry out from a awesome restaurant we love, Mescarems, which I didn't make the leap between it being an Ethiopian restaurant and how it was likely a black-owned business, which it is. We've been going there for a long time just because they make amazing food. And I apparently love Ethiopian food. Things I didn't know until I tried it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. So we're gonna get carry out from there, and then go to the march. My mom was nice enough to make me a good sturdy wooden sign, which is going to be helpful for this and for future protests, because this is not the first time I've gone to a march or a rally or something like that, and normally end up making a decently disposable sign. I'm going to take a little bit more of straight Koji, just kind of leaning into the pinkiness. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and put Princess and maybe a little bit of Ife in the crease. But, so I'm very excited that it's something I'd be able to repaint for the next and the next and the next thing we might have to go out and scream about and show our support. Going into Ladyship, which is really, really pretty. So I'm very excited that it will be a reusable, you know, I can paint over it and use it again and again. And although I'm very optimistic that it'll be a peaceful march, the organizers sound like they have a good plan. Trying to follow social distancing, trying to have everybody wear their masks, and it's a march. It's aiming to be just a peaceful march. Since we are literally protesting the cops being assholes, just in case, we're gonna make some steps to be prepared. I'm not gonna be wearing my contacts. I'm gonna be wearing my glasses, so that if we get pepper sprayed or tear gassed, it does not cling to my contacts and give me ulcers on my eyes. I'm going to probably pack, normally I'm not a big fan of bottled water, but I'm going to bring some. I'm going to grab a bottle just so that I have something that is decently sterile, as opposed to the water bottles I use, which are not that sterile, so that I can do eye washes for me or anybody else if that happens. Might I'm not super sure on the logistics of bringing milk. I got a little bottle of milk for cleaning pepper spray out of your eyes. And what was the other one? The wooden sign, if they start using rubber bullets, supposedly is helpful for deflecting them. Because again, nobody's going into any of these wanting to get injured, but we are aware of some of the situations. I'm going to take some of Noblewoman out of the colored Raine palette for the outer half, and then I want to go in with Zuba from the Magic palette. Depending on how this shade shows up, I might mix it with Queen Mother, because those together make a really, really pretty color. So, we're trying to have a plan in place, to show up, to support, to not overstep, and to take some time to support some Black-owned businesses in our city. Which, if you haven't been to Mescarems, you should go to Mescarems. It's so good. They're unreasonably delicious, and they have ginger ale. I don't know if I've talked about the fact that I love ginger ale, but it's one of the first places we went there, and I saw their drink menu, and I was like, oh my god, they have ginger ale. So, made me really happy in a very stupid way of just like, they have me drink. Which then has made me start looking for it. So anytime I'm out somewhere and I realize they have ginger ale on the menu, I have to order ginger ale because I get very excited. You always see, you know, Pepsi, Coke, and stuff, and there's some type of Sprite, citrusy soda. And normally Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb, something like that. But you don't see ginger ale very much. And I fucking love ginger. It's so good. Oh, I really like how that's turning out. It's very, very pretty, and it's reminding me of a lot of the looks that I saw people making with the berry palette from Juvia's Place, which I wanted but could not really justify with what I have in my collection, and is kind of proving I have those things, those colors in my collection. I feel like that's my interaction with a lot of Juvia's Place. I'm like, oh, that's really pretty. I know I like your formula, but I have those colors, and I'm trying not to buy as much. God damn it. So they've all been things I'm like, I'm keeping that in mind for when I have a place in my collection for that. Like, I really would like to get the purple mini palette, but I have a lot of those same tones in my collection already. Ooh, Zuba is gorgeous. Yeah, that's fucking pretty. I do. I love the pigmentation of these shadows, how metallic and creamy both Queen of Hearts and Juvia's Place make their shimmers. Their mattes are pigmented and true to color. They blend out the same color that they should be. They don't have any weird surprise tones. They're just so nice. And there's a lot of stuff that's popped up that I've been like, ooh, I should do that eventually. Like the base products, but since I am pale and very pinky toned, and I have very oily skin, I feel like I either end up with a lot of products being not the right tone, like they'll be light enough but they won't be pink, or they'll be pink but not light enough, or it'll match I'll find like a great match for my skin tone, and it'll not be a good formula for my skin type. So lots of things, and eventually I will keep doing it. Bobbi Brown made a really great foundation that I should buy again. I had heard good things about the Bare Minerals one, which is what I've been using, but there was a really, really good one from Bobbi Brown that I liked. Oh, Why didn't I think about this? I love berry tones. I didn't think about using Zuba with it, and that's just so pretty. Who let me not notice these things until now? So pretty. Just blending to make sure that it's a nice smooth transition. Not hard. I have been putting a little bit of my inner half color on my lower lash line, just because since I put that highlighter there at the end of the look, it helps tie the whole loop together more nicely. I've been doing it more with my Franken shadows that I'm panning, but it's really, really pretty. I don't know why I'm surprised. I wasn't super sure how all the mixing was going to end up, because sometimes things just don't mix very nicely, and I'm like, I had such high hopes. Where did I go wrong? I am going to mix Osun, which is this very pinky one, with Crown for my inner corner highlight. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Oof. Yeah, the Magic Palette has such lovely tones. They have very good, like, approachable kind of neutrally tones. They've got golds, they've got bronzes, they've got silvers. Then they've got these brighters. They've got the purpley ones, the pink ones, green ones are great, and it's just so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna leave that before I just keep layering shit forever and never finish my makeup. Just kind of blend out the edge. This eye turned out very nice. This eye has the watering spot that just happens sometimes, and we're not gonna fuck with it because it's just my eye being an eye. Okay, now we're gonna get to go into Saharan Blush Volume 2 from Juvia's Place as well. I'm gonna loop back to this bitch in a second for my brows. I think I can get a good brow tone out of Duchess, maybe mixed a little bit with Royal Prerogative. So, this is quite warm for me. I'm hoping I can do a little tappy tap and get a little bit of the pinkiness from B into Yara and make a good bronzer tone for me, which I've had to do with a lot of stuff. I just add gray tones normally. Do that with my Franken bronzer. I do believe Juvia's Place has more bronzer tones in that. That just happens to be the one bronzer tone I have. Most of my bronzers are, other than the Anastasia ones, they're all ones that I either have from samples or I got in a blush palette that happened to also have a bronzer. So we shall see. Ooh, oh no, better idea. I'm gonna tap into this one too. I think that'll help it from being too dark when I mix it with B. So we're going into Yara, and then we're gonna go into Leanna, and hopefully play the mix and match game and build slowly to get a good bronzer tone for me. It looks nice. All these powders are lovely. They're things I bought and was excited about and then didn't have. Had other things, I started panning things and I didn't really come back to this as quickly. But these are really, really nice powders. a little bit pink, which again, I'm the one putting pink in it. That's my problem. I do think it looks nice though. I'm probably going to mix Bee and Leanna for my blush colors. Just to kind of go with the pinky berry tones. And then we're gonna see if I can make solo work words, because it is so pretty. But again, I'm a pale bitch with none of the color in my skin that would make Sola such a beautiful tone. So, we gotta make do. I'm thinking if I use it ooh, that's a lot. If I use it carefully, I can maybe get away with it. Okay, we're gonna do one quick all over foop. To make sure everything's blended out nicely, since you can't see it that well because my lighting is not great and I'm a little washed out, but we're a little strong in the pigmentation because these are very pigmented and I was not careful. Okay, so things I want to do. I'm gonna start with just a little bit of Bee and a little bit of Leanna and just kind of build slowly, being careful. Careful like I'm not normally with my face products. And then do a little bit more Bee on the back end, doing the kind of draping thing that I've been really liking. And then doing a little extra of Leanna right on the apples. Now for the danger part. No. Brows first, before I ruin my face by putting on a tone that is way too dark for me and just being optimistic. We're gonna do brows. I got brow wax, and then we're gonna go in, well, I'm going to go in. I'm doing my makeup by myself. If you're following along, hopefully you're getting a better look and you have more skills than I do. Because I think it's very lovely, but I also don't think I did the most to make all the colors shine, even though they're so pretty. Queen of Hearts and Juvia's Place are generally very easy to work with, which is why I like them so much. But I'm also not the most talented person. Oh, other things you can do. Watch videos from your favorite Black creators or different videos that have pledged to donate their AdSense and ad revenue to different fundraisers. If you don't have anything to donate yourself, just watch them with the ads on. You don't even really have, it's good to watch the content, but also I've got a playlist that's just been running on my laptop, just on repeat, letting all the ads play, letting everybody get their views and their AdSense, so that can be donated. I'm gonna go into Duchess first and see. Oh yeah, that works great. I've been using a very dark brown, so I was not sure about my ability to judge the proper tones, and Queen of Hearts colored Raine shadows are real pigmented. That's really pretty. If I ever decide to pan Queen of Hearts, which would end up with me just finishing it and buying it again, because it's a great fucking palette. This makes a pretty good brow shade. Decent match for me, actually. Better match than the one I'm using, because I was panning one that's way too dark. Just one of those instances of, depending on the day, it looks good. Some days it's way too dark and way too pronounced, because I don't always have finesse when doing my makeup. So hopefully this is letting you know that, like, if you're not confident or comfortable going out to a march or a rally, if you, like, I didn't ask either of my sisters to go with me because they both have small children who rely on them being able to come back and breastfeed them. And I didn't think they'd be able to leave either their children at home long enough to come out, and it's just not the best setup for them. You can do other stuff. You can donate, you can sign petitions, you can call your congresspeople, you can call your senators, you can call your mayors, you could even call the police chiefs and say, hey, what the fuck? You can call businesses that might be lost my sentence. Completely lost my sentence. There was a pop-up from some of the hotels that were housing people who were showing up basically just to try and loot and ruin a lovely protest by causing that narrative of people saying, oh, well, they're looting and they're destroying property, which, A, shit happens. B, a lot of it is people saying, oh, there's going to be a protest, there's going to be a good cover for me to show up and fuck shit up and then leave without anybody knowing that it was us. So outside agitators. There was a script going around that you could call different hotels in the areas that they knew what was going to happen and say, hey, these are signs you should look for in your patrons. You should, you know, you could potentially kick these people out of your businesses and help out if you see white supremacists or other bad people. Okay, I've put it off long enough. We're gonna try and go into Sola and hope for the best. I've still got Zoba right next to it for if I need to kind of pop something on the top. Did I use the tiniest amount ever? Yes. Would I love to be able to wear Soba? Yes. Do I have the logic to understand how to use a blush topper without being too aggressive with it? No. People always talk about blush toppers and I'm like, if you put a blush topper in the same place as a highlight, isn't it just a highlight that's then too dark for you? But this is actually bringing some really lovely pink tones by using it as a glowy blush on top of the other two glowy blushes. I guess they weren't glowy, they were matte. Yeah, so you can call local businesses, you can ask them what they're doing. One of my cousins mentioned that her company is doing a, like a round table big meeting about what they can and can't do and what their company is going to do currently and moving forward. I'm taking Zoba just on the high points like a highlighter. It's so pretty. Oof. If I ever pan enough space to start using this blush palette consistently, ooh, I'm just gonna be staring at my cheeks all day. So nice. I get real excited when I have a thought and then it not only works out, but works out even better than I was expecting. Setting spray time. Ruining the nice flip I did with my hair by getting it wet with setting spray because I don't have any chill. Yeah, so you can call around, you can talk to your protests, show up, you can vote with your dollar, you can buy things that support the cause, brands that support the cause, you can make changes and stop buying things that don't support the cause, you can show up and vote, you can vote in new politicians that are going to support your views, you're going to do more things than you really think. I know right now it is also a time to feel really sad and frustrated and overwhelmed by how big the problem is and how dangerous it is. It's death, it's murder, it's... See, we can't talk too much because I'm gonna cry. Just being pissed off and sad that I am a white lady with a shit ton of privilege. And it can be hard to sit down and think about that and realize that, like, I grew up in a mostly white neighborhood with a really good relationship with the cops. I have never been pulled over or stopped or talked to in a way that made me worry I was going to be injured. You know, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get a ticket. I never wondered if I was going to not get to leave the traffic stop. When things happened, when my car got broken into and stuff was stolen, I was very comfortable and safe calling the cops to come and take a police report. When my sister lost her wallet, when we went out for her bachelorette party, she just walked over to the police station and somebody had already turned it in. There was no complaint, no nothing. The fact that I have an underlying trust and sense of safety when interacting with the police and other people don't have that makes me really sad, because they're supposed to work for you. That's the point. That's what the police force is supposed to do. They're supposed to be there to keep you safe. They're supposed to be a good response if something dangerous happens, to come and help you. You're the citizen. You pay their fucking taxes to pay their goddamn salaries, and the fact that they think they get to then, depending on their interpretation of you, think that they get to be in charge and boss you around and attack and murder people, makes me really fucking pissed off. You should be able to call the cops and feel safe when you need them. It's bullshit, and I'm pissed off, and I'm sick of it getting swept under the rug. I want this to be the last fucking time. And people complaining about the rioting and the looting and all that, you know, oh, well, you should be peaceful. they've been doing that for a long fucking time and it ain't gotten anything done. And think of it in just terms of your family member got pulled over for speeding, or, you know, I think his was that somebody thought it was a counterfeit bill. How viciously mad you'd be if you knew that somebody got pulled over for speeding, or, you know, cops were coming down to check on a check or something, and then that person died in that interaction. Do you think you would be peaceful and polite and complacent? They would be lucky if all I did was burn the fucking police station down. And again, that's a lot of privilege and personal stuff speaking, but yeah. They murdered George Floyd, and trying to turn around and say, oh no, you should just take that, things happen, is bullshit, and it's past. That's not acceptable. It never should have been. It will not be moving forward, and it's time to call people on shit like that. Okay, so you have to calm down a little bit so I don't just end up screaming and crying again. We're just gonna finish up my mascara, do my lips, and hopefully get some more people interested in showing up in their area, doing something, doing what you can. Not everybody's made for every component of activism. Take your points from the people you're going with. I've seen a lot about white people showing up to protests and marches and going overboard trying to support but not following the lead of the actual organizers who have the lived experience that put the effort in to coordinate this, and then white people causing trouble. Because fucking white people. Sorry. We suck. Right now, white people suck. And trying to be part of the solution. And part of that involves acknowledging that white people suck right now. So, listen to the people that actually are leading the charge, who are coordinating the events. We had that exact same thing with Blackout Tuesday. Which, yeah, I was one of the idiots who posted a black square. I'm sorry, we suck. It was a prime example of meaning well but still fucking up. So we wanted to show support and solidarity, and in my opinion, to amplify and create a bigger space for black voices, and then we instead drown them out by being assholes. Okay. I've been lining my lips when I do gloss just because it helps the gloss stay inside the lines of my liner and makes a crisp line between where the edges of my foundation have kind of blended onto my lips. I'm using Fussy from Fenty, which I am aware well, technically I'm not that aware. I don't know much about kendo, but since Rihanna is the face and the main association with this brand. I'm counting it, even though it is not like an independent, small, black-owned business. I don't think Kendo is black-owned. But I could be wrong, because I didn't check, because I'm an idiot. Okay, finished look. Didn't cry. Success. Again, these are great products. That's why I bought them. That's why I kept them. That's why I'm excited to use them more. That's why I bought this a second time. I bought the first one and then I donated it to a friend when I realized it was too big for me to use, so I got the mini. So this is a double purchase. And it turned out lovely. Do what you can, but do something. If it's talking to your friends and family, just opening up the discussion and vocalizing the fact that, yeah, this is bullshit. Calling your politicians, calling local businesses, going to your local black-owned businesses, changing some of where your money goes to help that disparity, signing petitions, donating. You can donate money, time, you can volunteer, you can send masks and supplies to the different marches and protests. You can go to a protest if you're comfortable. Just follow the lead of actual people of color who are a bit more knowledgeable about the situation we're in, and let them take the lead. Don't overstep your space, and hopefully we can finally get some shit done. So, black-owned brands, doing my best. Hopefully I'll see you guys, some of you guys tomorrow at the march, which by the time this goes up, I'm intending to try and get this up tomorrow morning, so that'll be the march. If you are in St. Louis, there will be a march downtown. I believe we're starting at the courthouse and marching to the police station. We're going to be staying on the sidewalks. Bring a mask, bring a sign, don't get too close, give people their space, and follow the lead of the organizers. I'll see you guys next time.